In this screencast, we'll learn about numerical expressions and how to use order of operation to simplify numerical expressions. In the earlier screencast, we learned about what an expression is. And as a review, it is one or more numbers or letters, which are variables, usually separated with an operation sign. Numerical expressions are expressions that are made up of only numbers. We're going to learn later on about algebraic expressions, which is using both variables and numbers. So in numerical expressions, we need to understand how to use order of operations correctly. This is an acronym that may help, but it's PEMDAS. P-E-M-D-A-S. PEMDAS. P, parentheses. This is the order in which we do things. The first thing we do is we use parentheses. The second thing we do is any exponents. The third thing is both multiplication and division. One is not more important than the other. We just do them from left to right. So the one that shows up first, reading from left to right, is the one we do. And the fourth thing, or last, is any addition and subtraction. I'm going to put a little star by here because this is what happens after we circle terms. So after we circle terms and then we simplify, we will be left with only addition and subtraction. So that's why we do that. Okay, so let's do some practice. 7 plus 3 times 2 minus 6. Alright, so what we want to do is we want to circle terms. And again, terms are anything that is outside or between our addition and subtraction signs. The only difference, our only exception, is if they're within parentheses, then we don't circle them. So we're going to circle 7, it's by itself. I'm going to circle the 3 times 2. I'm going to circle the 6. And then we work downwards. So 7 is by itself. 7 stays the same. The plus sign comes right down. 3 times 2 is 6. We simplify that. And then the subtraction sign comes straight down and the 6 comes straight down. And as I told you before, once we circle terms and simplify, we're left with all addition and subtraction, and we work from left to right. So 7 plus 6 is 13, and then the minus 6 comes down. 13 minus 6 is 7. The answer to that one is 7. That's kind of simple. There are a couple different operations, but not all of them. Before I move on, I'm going to come back and look at exponents. Okay. With exponents, there are two parts to an exponent. There is the large number, which we call the base, and the small number, which we call the exponent. And what the exponent means is how many times we multiply the base by itself. So that equals 4 times 4 times 4. The base is the number that we multiply. And the 3 tells us how many there are. 1, 2, 3. And then we multiply. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. So that's how we use exponents. We take the large number or base and multiply it by itself. The biggest mistake kids make is they'll add 4 plus 4 plus 4 and get 12. Please understand that we're always multiplying. Alright, let's get back to order of operation. Another example. Let's try 5. How about 15 divided by 3 plus 4 times 3 minus 2 plus 3 squared minus 4. Okay, now, there's a lot of operations here. I included parentheses and I included exponents. So the first step again is circle expressions. I'm going to put a little X above this plus, not that one, this one, and that one, because those three are addition and subtraction signs. So our terms, again, are the numbers in between addition and subtraction. That's our first term. This one has a couple of things going on. This is by itself, and this one's by itself. So the only thing that shouldn't be circled are addition and subtraction signs that are not included in parentheses. So let's start. Step 1, let's go with this one. 15 divided by 3 is 5. This says two things. It's 4 times 3 minus 2 in parentheses. And because there's parentheses, that's first. So we're going to subtract 3 minus 2 and get 1. And now before we can leave this term, we need to do the second thing. It's 4 times 1 is 4. Let's go to this one. 3 squared is 3 times 3, which is 9. And that drops as itself. Okay, so we have addition sign, and a subtraction sign. And after we simplify the terms, we should be left with our last step of order of operation, which is adding and subtracting from left to right. So 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 plus 9 minus 4. And this one goes here. I just moved this plus 9 to here, and that minus 4. Now we go 9 plus 9 is 18. Minus 4 is 14. Circle our answer and we get an answer of 14. So that's how we simplify numerical expressions. Again, we use order of operation. The first step, which is going to be confusing at first, but after doing it for a while it'll make sense, is we circle the terms, which are the numbers in between the addition and subtraction sign. And then if you have an operation in between, we have to simplify. So in this case we had to multiply. This just dropped, that just dropped. Sometimes you'll have a whole slew, like 3, 4 operations in between. In this case we had only 2. But you might see one that looks like this. 3 divided by, parentheses, 6 plus 2 squared. So in this one we would have, this would be our whole term, and I'm not going to solve it because I don't think it's a very simple one. But we would start off inside the parentheses. The first thing we would do is 2 squared, and then we'd add 6 plus, that's 4. So we'd end up getting 6 plus 4, we'd get 10. And then we go 3 divided by 10, which is a bad example. But you can see that within this term we have to simplify it down to one number.